I was talking to my wife the other day about how surprised I was that we made it this far, because I feel like a lot of bands would have broken up by now. We've been a band for 10 years. Aaron and I are brothers, and then Greg and I went to 6th grade through the rest of our public school together. Met Ricky almost 11, 12 years ago, and then we just are brothers all.
I think when you start a band, you don't actually think it's gonna go beyond. It's kind of like wild ride at first, and then it kind of starts to decline in the excitement, but you keep doing it because you love it.
I was looking at the leaves, climbing to the tops of the trees, but you were nowhere to be found.
It's important to remember that It's All Crazy, you know, really did add to basically what our sound is now. Looking back, it's pretty heavily, like you said, lush instrumentation over acoustic guitars. We didn't abandon that. I love that record, and I love that we're still doing stuff like that on this record, although it's not the predominant thing. I was thinking about this album as really like almost finding our sound, like a balance that I think, you know, we've all sort of come to sort of need.
Ragged Robins for the curtain call, wrapped in ribbons on the trailer door.
To me, there's something exciting and inherently rewarding about just the effort to try to stretch ourselves and take the sound in a new direction. And this one has been pretty drastically different than any other in terms of the approach. It being the first time I've tried to tie an entire record together with a single kind of narrative. So there's a pretty common theme. It's not always very apparent, so it might not be evident throughout that there's a kind of a storyline, but the storyline was pretty well in place before the music was finalized. So then once the music came together, it was just a question of which part of that narrative would fit which song, and sort of hammering out the details as the music was coming together.
Rounded elbows by the encore. There's a citadel inside.
The setting is the Pacific Northwest in 19th century America, based on a circus train. And the Cardiff Giant was a sham attraction, I think a sham circus attraction, a fake mummy that was meant to attract folks to a circus. So it's based on a real thing, but how it got the name Cardiff Giant, I don't know.
Upper Darby it's a funny place. You know, it has this very like working class, you know, sort of tough.
There's all kinds of neighborhoods in Upper Darby. There's row homes, there's single homes, there's punk rock kids, there's weird gothic kids that you see walking up the street that you never say hi to and you look away when they walk by you.
We met by chance on the Row Riverside. Our salt fire danced as our tea dried.
It's smaller than a big city enough so that I guess people that are into the same things kind of tend to find each other.
Yeah.
And I guess that, you know, at a younger age, you know, like music or skateboarding or, you know, not having girlfriends. We just sort of had that, you know, those little things bring us together. And then of course you grow as people and as friends and as musicians and move to the city.
Your thumb on my page at my 10th grade, EastEnders wide. Hidden in the box-torn barn, we grew old as the foxtail pine. Sheep in the fold, building our gold, sipping our milk and water line.
It feels just as fresh as when we started 10 years ago. So it kind of was like a new life that was breathed into the band. And it's those moments that kind of project you into the future and is what keeps it going and makes you want to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 years.
Firebox burst into the running bars, the pounding in his chest, crushing like a cider press. The harbor rolled the throttle around the bender like a flank strapped horse. His elephant address, the frightened animal car. Let's return now to their dust, the dust we are. Ignite our bridal fate. The hours come to consummate and drove her massive body like a truck into the iron bar. Limestone thrown from out the hopper's back. Ash cat tossed against the diamond stack. Fatal to the moose. Frozen bolts broke loose and that cave